All right, I want to welcome you back to my morning routine. See if you are here. Okay, so we just did part one of my morning routine, and I want to thank you if you joined me for that. Started in my bedroom, and I showed you some of the books that I'm reading at night, and my dream journal, and how my bed, and some of the things, the light things that I use, and gratitude and everything. Now, in what we're going to do here is I'm just going to answer some questions about more of my routine. From there, I went to the bedroom and I went down the hall, and I showed you my rebounder that I use to be able to work out in. If you're just joining us, I'll just kind of show you now. I have a lot of things, triggers here to just remind me to work out. Something simple like a pull-up bar, not expensive at all. But remember, as your body moves, your brain grooves. And every time I walk through a doorway, it just reminds me to do something positive for myself. So that's really the trick, is to set up your habits where you have triggers or prompts or reminders. This, by the way, some of you know my X-Men photograph with Hugh Jackman and everyone else. I was looking for my school. I believe always be learning. So my 3-minute workout, for me, it's just a rebounder. It's something simple you can get at any sporting good place. You can get them pretty inexpensively, but the main goal here, I have a lot of books, right? And so I have a lot of books. These are schools that we've built, and just various honors that we've had the opportunity to. And so, all right, so you're here, right? Okay, here we go. All right, beautiful. So, and they're not just shelf help. I read my books. I just not a dig at anybody, but it's just shelf help is not self-help. And just buying a book, you don't get credit for that, okay? So, make sure you read them, because knowledge is not power, it's potential power. Only because power when you utilize them. When you utilize it and you apply it. And so what we're doing here is going through my morning routine. So I went through like most of my morning routine after I work out. So that was a study at Appalachian State University saying when's the best time to work out for weight management and sleep. 7 a.m., 1 p.m., or 7 p.m. They found 7 a.m. And that's not my full workout. So when people were asking on the video, do you work out before you shower? Or do you work out afterwards? I actually work out later in the day. But I do my 3-minute of exercise, which I don't break a sweat. You could do calisthenics, you could do jumping jacks, something to get your heart rate going. And they found that people that do that for 3 minutes in the morning, doesn't have to be your full exercise routine, will actually get 75% deeper sleep, which is, deep sleep is kind of, just think about it's when your body recovers. Your REM sleep is when you're recovering your mind. And that's what I'm looking for. It's not the hours. Really, it is. We've done 6 episodes on sleep on our podcast. It's really the quality of sleep that you're getting. And so after that, so tell me what, I work out every single day except for Sundays for me. So I take one day off. So tell me about what you hear, what questions that you have here. And I'm also going to open up a Facebook Live here as well. So I get this on multiple videos. And so if you're just joining us, my name is Jim Kwik with Kwik Learning, and I help people learn quickly. It's my passion and my mission in life to help build better, brighter brains. I grew up with some learning challenges. I had 3 traumatic brain injuries before I was 12 years old. And at that same time, my grandmother, who was caring for me, had challenges and the passing of Alzheimer's, and I was taking care of her at that age when I was going through these kind of challenges. And so what we're talking about today is a video that I posted last week on Instagram, that this one alone had 200,000 views. And so I would encourage you to watch it, where I take you in detail through this process of my morning routine. That first, you got to win that first hour of the day so you could get momentum throughout the entire day, so you could win. And while you're creating your habits create you. What are your habits and what are you doing? So do you monitor your cycles with a sleep device? I do. I use an Oura Ring. Again, the things that I recommended in the previous video, avocado mattress, chili pad, which makes your mattress cold, Oura Ring. I'm not best. I don't get compensated for that. I'm just sharing with you what the tools and resources that work for me, and I hope that's okay. Again, if you're just joining us, I'm a brain guy, and I'm just watching. If you see I'm also recording this on a different camera also as well. And then I talk about remembering my dreams and everything else like that. So tell me what else questions that you have. The questions that I got here, where's the first video? Look at my newsfeed on Instagram. So I do take a cold shower. I actually, if it's cold out, which it happens to be, I'll jump into the water, right? And I also have an ice chest, like a converted ice chest that I waterproofed, and I fill it with water. And when I travel, I'll put ice from a hotel into a bath. And cold therapy is something that I've subscribed to a long time. You know, even 7 years ago in 2013, I spent time with Wim Hof. We were speaking at an event together. This was before anyone heard of cold therapy or people knew who Wim was. And I got to interview him. Maybe I'll find a pic and share that also as well. But cold therapy helps reduce inflammation, swelling. If you hit your knee on a coffee table, what do? You put ice on it and reduces swelling. Well, you have swelling and inflammation in our bodies. And so cold showers or ice baths become very popular. How long do I leave the cold on? Now, don't use me as a reference, because I've been doing cold therapy for over a decade. So for me, I could just take a cold shower and it won't affect me at all, because I'm used to going into ice baths for a good 5 minutes, and I keep my ice bath at about 42 degrees. And again, talk to your healthcare practitioner. Don't do anything unsupervised, but I'm just telling you what works for me. How many books do you read in a month? I'm still, for a number of years, I read a book a day. Because when you could read 3 or 4 times faster than you used to, you could get through a book pretty quickly. Nowadays, I read about 4 to 5 books a week. Still that many. It's something that I'd rather go a day without eating than without reading. Reading is to your mind what exercise is to your body. So many of you saw the Will Smith Insta story I did with him, and I said, what are two things you do to keep your brain strong? And he was like, I run and I read. I run and I read. Do something physical, do something mental. And so for me, what my goal is to be able to optimize that first part of the day so I could do as much as I can later on. Z Health, it's good to see you here. They are really amazing. When we talk a lot about how the body, the mind and the body are connected, and how by using your body it actually stimulates your mind, you guys are exceptional. How long does it take me to read a book? When I first learned these skills, and you can take a free masterclass in my profile. So go to my profile, hit the link that's in my profile, and there's a 1-hour masterclass. You just grab a book, any book that you want to read, bring it to the masterclass online, and it's free. And you will boost your reading speed right on the spot. For me, I read pretty fast, so I could finish a book in 60 minutes to an hour to 90 minutes. So I'm pretty good about that. I'll break it down a little bit with you. So here's the thing. If you're just joining us right now, the goal is to simplify your morning routine, right? What you don't want to do is default to bad habits, because what most people do is they check their phones. And if you're looking to get more time in your life, the phone is the biggest time consumer. It just is. I mean, let's just be real. Unless your career or your life depends on you checking on the phone first half an hour of the day, my recommendation is do not do that. Now, I have a lot of data because we have students in 195 countries, right? I have a video online with Simon Sinek that has 37 million views, just saying, just be careful with your phone. Even having your phone at your dinner table creates anxiety. Even if it's face down, you have the impulse to be able to grab for it. So for me, I don't keep my phone in my bedroom. It's because I just feel like I need to check it. And it's just like if I don't want to eat bread, the best thing to do is if the waitstaff comes and offers you bread, just to decline. So you say no once, and you're not saying no 20 times in your mind over the course of a meal. And so for me, I rather not have my phone there. I'll have I'll have a phone that's only used for my devices, because I do have some aids, which I'll talk about maybe another episode, but I don't want that to be the case. I'll even turn the Wi-Fi off in my home just to really set up your environment to win. In fact, in my bedroom, I just use it for those things in the bedroom. I do not use my bedroom for work. A lot of people, they get stressed because the state that you're in gets anchored to the location that you're in. As you're working from home or living at work, right? What are you doing? Are you working from home or are you living at work? Whatever you're doing, what the challenge is that if you feel like you can't escape work, what I would recommend is just find one corner of your room to work. Right? If you're learning or working, just do one corner and have it dedicated. Have it dedicated, if you can do it. Like I don't use my iPad for work. That's purely for entertainment. When I want to binge watch something or listen to something that's purely for entertainment, I won't work on it. So if you have that ability, now again, not everyone could do every single thing. My goal is to give you options so you know the guiding principle behind it, and then you can make choices in your own life, because what works for me won't necessarily work for you, right? And so you don't have to do all 10 things that I outline in my video on how to jumpstart my brain. If you're just joining us right now, my name is Jim Kwik. I would love for you to share this video. I think that it's so important conversation to have right now as people are stressed out of their mind, as they're experiencing fear, is to get some control back. How do you become limitless in a limited world? We do it together, right? And I think us sharing ideas of how we can support each other and how we have each other's back and each other's brain, then we can be able to manage things in a better way. So I, in the morning again, so I go through my thing. First thing I do is what? I remember my dreams. Take 2 minutes to write down my dreams. Second thing I go through gratitude. I just do a quick prayer. Thank you for me is the best prayer you can imagine, because I want to start in my day coming from there's enough. Like if you want to feel truly wealthy and abundant, come from a place of gratitude. Come from a place of service, because then you teach yourself. Even when I didn't have anything, like my parents, like my dad came here to the United States when he was 13. He lost both his parents. They didn't have any money to even feed him. And so he came to the United States to live with an aunt, didn't speak the language. My mom lived in the back of a laundromat that family worked at. No education, no language, no money, no contacts. And this is not a sob story. We all have our own struggles, but through struggles, you get strength, right? And it's not about resources. That's what I've learned. It's about resourcefulness. That if there's anybody who didn't have money and has succeeded, didn't have the education, succeeded, didn't have the contacts and succeeded, didn't have, name it, then truly things aren't fair. And I don't know who says things are fair, because I don't think they are fair, right? In a perfect world, they would be, but it's not. Things are not fair. We do not have equal education, contacts, money, income, opportunity, anything. So what are we going to do about it, right? Right? You control the controllables, and for me, and any excuse we can make valid, anything that we say, and I know this is not about morning routine. I'm getting off track here because I'm just noticing some of the comments here. It's not any excuse you could validate, but if you're willing to learn, and persevere, then you can make something better. Because I really do believe we're here to be able to create magic. That limitless is not about being perfect. Limitless is about progressing, advancing beyond what you believe is possible. But if you fight for your limitations, you get to keep them, right? If you complain, if you make excuses, you cannot be upset by the results you're not getting, by the work you're not doing, right? That can't work for you. And I say this to you, and whoever needs to hear it, maybe it's not you, because the person you do a disservice for is you, right? So I'm saying this out of a place of kindness, saying, do the work, right? And in the beginning, you might not see the results, but if you do things consistently, consistency compounds. Little by little, a little becomes a lot. And that encourages you for your habits. And so I wake up. If you need to wake up a little bit early, wake up a little bit early. If you have kids, do it with your kids, right? Teach their kids to do gratitude. Teach them to remember their dreams. Have them share their dreams. That's one of the 6 steps of remembering your dreams. Do a gratitude or a prayer with them. Teach them to make their bed and have fun with it, right? Teach them to drink water in the morning with lemon, right? And you turn it into a game. Teach them to brush their teeth with the opposite hand. The things that I talk about here. Teach them to go, hey, before we do anything, 3 minutes to work out. Even with the kids that we work we get to work in a little while, a couple hours work with kids. 9 to 13, 14 to 18 different sessions, right? Live. It's the only live I've ever done. And by the way, if you join, today is National Train Your Brain Day. So there's a link in my profile that if you go there, there's a sale today, and all our programs are at the lowest price available. And so if you ever consider joining our programs, now would be the best time to do it. And I'll upgrade you automatically today to lifetime access. Meaning that even they're 21 30-day programs. You go through the entire program, get a money back guarantee if you don't get astonished by your results. And if you don't, no matter what, we're going to upgrade you to lifetime access. And so just check that out. You could check that out. And one of the programs we have is a live program for kids, which I'm really proud of. We have all these children from around the world joining us, and I don't want what's going on with the world and school to get in the way of your child's education. So you could look into that. How do I journal to reach my goals? So my thing right now is not to do a to-do list. More important for me when I wake up is to have a to-be list. And this is not abstract for me. You have your to-do list, right? But every single thing that you do is a statement on who you are as a person, right? And so if you are facing a dilemma or a decision, don't ask, what do I need to do? First ask, who do I need to be at this moment? And then choose to be that person. And you think and you could easily say Jim, you make it sound so easy. No, it's that simple and it's that hard. But do the work, right? So you can get the reward. Now here's the difference, because knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge, action, knowledge times action equals power, right? And so my goal for you is that if you just do the easy things in life, which is checking your phone, binge watching, whatever you want, and no judgment, but then you can't have that and then also have the other stuff, right? Be the amazing parent you're supposed to be, or entrepreneur, or student, or whatever it is. But if you do the difficult things, then life becomes easy. I don't like taking cold showers. I don't love the cold. I grew up in the Northeast. I don't like it. I moved to Los Angeles. I go there because I like the warmth, but I still do an ice bath every single morning because I feel like it trains me to do difficult things. So if I need to have a difficult conversation, if I need to show up on stage, if I need to do something that kind of I feel uncomfortable about, I'll still go forward and do it. Because you could train your grit, you could train your resilience. And I think that's equally important. I have a podcast. If you haven't subscribed to our podcast and our YouTube channel, I would also write that down to do that also as well. You don't want to miss these things, because you miss this, you miss a lot. And so going back to this, do the difficult things because it trains your grit so you could show up for the things that you need to. My focus is split all the time. So focus for me stands for fixed, ongoing concentration until successful. Fixed, ongoing concentration until successful. Multitasking is a myth. When you try to do multiple cognitive activities at once, do this while you're doing something else like that, you can't do either one really well. And here's the thing, what you're really doing is task switching. And so you're going from one task to another. And what it does, it costs you three things. It costs you time. You think you're gaining time, but it takes anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes to regain your focus. Number two, it costs you mistakes. I get to train a lot of world leaders. I get to train a lot of top entrepreneurs, actors, doctors. And the doctors, they've shown that when they're trying to multitask, they make more errors, right? And it not only costs you time and it costs you mistakes, it costs you energy. Because when you go from one thing to another, you burn more brain glucose, which makes you fatigued. So that's why when I'm saying don't touch your phone in the morning and I teach you to brush your teeth with the opposite hand or drink or eat with the opposite hand, it's training you to be present. And you take that presence into other things. Like when you're making the bed, train yourself to be present. Do not train yourself first thing in the morning to be distracted and to be reacting to defending and on the defense and fighting fires with every email and voicemail message, social media alert, ring, ping, ding. You're smarter than that, right? You're stronger than that. But how you do anything is how you do everything, right? And so you don't want to start your day distracted. You want to start your day on purpose. And I know I'm going a little bit everywhere with this, but I'm weaving it all together, I hope you see it. So by the way, if you're on Facebook Live also, I acknowledge you and I see you here. I want to thank you for sharing this video. People have taken my content and my morning routine. They've had like the $1 billion habits of the morning billionaires or whatever, tens of millions of views. And what I wanted to do in this conversation is answer your burning questions on that. So if you haven't watched it yet, please watch it. So my morning routine, what am I doing? Look in here. I win the morning to win the day. I remember my dreams. I do my gratitude. I make my bed. Now, remember my dreams, 2 minutes. Make my bed, 2 minutes. Exercise for 3 minutes because it gets your heart pumping. What's good for your heart is good for your head. I drink water with some lemon and probiotics. I brush my teeth with the opposite hand. Doesn't take any more time. I take a cold shower. Doesn't take more time. And if anything, it takes less time, right? So it's actually you're gaining time here also as well. I have, a brain power smoothie or a brain tea, which we talked about earlier. I journal. You saw my journal that I use, a dream journal and then a daily journal. What I'm journaling is who I want to be that day. Because if it's not what you want to do, it's what you want to be, right? And so it's maybe if you could be compassionate, you could be determined, you could be confident, and then the doing is going to happen naturally. And it's not just your to-do list, it's your not to-do list. So on the top of my not to-do list is not touch my phone. Right? But also, what am I doing here? I'm also like journaling. I'm writing 3 things I want to achieve personally and 3 things professionally. So I'm literally taking out a journal, and you saw my journal in my other room and my where all my books are. I write down 3 things I want to achieve. So here's the thing. Here's a thought experiment. Wherever you are right now, do this. Imagine it's the end of the day, and somebody asks you how your day went, and you're just like, I won. I crushed it. It was amazing. Then ask yourself, what had to happen? Why are we celebrating? What had to happen in order for me to feel that way? What are 3 things personally, 3 things professionally? So it's not your 200 to-do list, right? That's overwhelming. What are 3 things? Like one of my 3 things professionally is this, right? I wanted to show up for you today. I was going to show up for only 20 minutes and we're 45 minutes into it. This is part 2, but I wanted to show up and be able to deliver for you, right? To be able to share with you, because if you got one idea, little by little, a little becomes a lot. And if 1,000 of you are doing it, it becomes a whole lot, right? And then you could be there for the people that are counting on you. Like who's counting on you to be at your best today? Who's counting on you to be at your A game, right? So I'm journaling. I'm writing 3 things professionally, 3 things personally. And then I say, I don't touch my phone until I do one of those things. Just one of those things. I want to start out of the win. I in rare form is touching your phone and enabling me to do something better, more productive, more peace of mind, more anything. You have digital dementia, you have digital deduction, you have digital deluge, you have digital distraction, you have digital depression, right? And I'm not saying this is great. This is a great way of using it right now for insight, for instruction, for inspiration. But most of the things we don't really need to know, right? And so I would say people saying, I don't have time, I have kids, everything else like that, check your phone time, right? And then do this with your kids. Your kids could journal, your kids could make brain power smoothies, your kids could exercise for 3 minutes in the morning, they can make their bed, they could hydrate and drink their water. So let me end with this, and I just want to also address you here. You don't have to do all these things, but something is better than none. That taking the time in the morning could actually save, it could actually make you time in hours, in focus, in energy, in productivity. Hopefully add some peace of mind to your life, some performance in your life, some positivity in your life. And remember, it's not about time management. It's not about time management. It's about priority management. The most important thing is to keep the most important things the most important things. The most important thing, it is the most important thing, is to keep the most important things the most important things. And I would say you need to watch. What are you watching? Watch your words. That's the W in watch. The A, watch your actions. The T, your thoughts. Your C is your character. And your H are your habits. And that's what we're talking about today, your habits, right? Because most of our habits are unconscious and we don't realize that we're doing these things, right? So my goal is just, even if you just be conscious of what you're doing in the morning and ask yourself this meta question, are the things I'm doing right now, do they serve me? You know, is it getting me closer to the things that I value in my life or further away? Am I just wasting time? How do I best use this moment? Because you're not burnt out because you're doing too much. You're burnt out because you're doing too little of the things that you value, the things that make you come alive, the things that make a difference in your life. Don't distract yourself out of the uncomfortable things that are going on right now. Do not downgrade your dreams to meet this current situation. We need to upgrade our faith, upgrade our skills, upgrade our persistence, our consistency, our capabilities right now more than ever, right? And the life you live are the lessons you teach other people, right? The life you live are the lessons you're teaching everybody around you, your kids, everyone's going to follow your example because they're not going to do what you say. They're going to do what you do. Me walking you through my morning routine, I don't have to prep for this, right? This is just me documenting what I do. I take you in the previous video into my bedroom. Hey, these are the books I happen to be reading at the moment. This is what I'm drinking right now. This is what my journal looks like here. This is where I exercise. And that's all I do, right? And so I really think even if you have an online brand, don't promise, prove, right? Don't say it, show it, right? And that's really the goal, because the life you live are the lessons you teach everybody else, because it's better well done than well said. So be conscious, have the curiosity to know yourself, what you value in your life, who you are, your I am statements, all the things we share at Kwik Learning. And then have the courage to be yourself. Have the courage to be that person. And what was that quote from, I didn't watch the whole movie, but it was We Bought a Zoo with Matt Damon. What was it? It was like 20 seconds of insane courage. That boldness could change your whole life. And I would say do something. Do something, feel the fear and then do it anyway. Because here's the thing, if you just back down from the things that make you uncomfortable, then you don't grow. Because while the comfort zone is a nice place, nothing grows in the comfort zone, right? Even today is National Train Your Brain Day. Today is National Train Your Brain Day. This is a day dedicated to remind you to train, to exercise the most important muscle that you have, quote unquote, which is your mind. This thing that controls every single thing else. But more people, you're upgrading your minds. I'm talking Facebook now. You're upgrading your minds. You're not upgrading your phones, your apps more than you do your brain, right? And so today, most days, train your brain the way you train your body, right? Because you want your muscles to grow stronger and more flexible, more energized, more pliable, more agile. I want your mental muscles to be like that, right? And you know what kills, what will flatten your results on your body or your brain? Routine, right? Because your body and your brain is the ultimate adaptation machine. And it just adapts. And when you give it force, it gets stronger, right? Well, same thing with your mental muscles. When you have to focus when you don't want to, when you have to be creative when it's difficult, when there's noise, whatever it is, you build those mental muscles. That's what meditation is for me. Sometimes I'll meditate in the morning for, if I could get 15 or 20 minutes, I'll do that. And people are like, oh, I don't have 20 minutes. If you don't have 20 minutes to be with yourself, you should meditate for 2 hours. Right? But do the things that you don't want to do, and then your sphere will get bigger, meaning your influence, your personal power, you call it, whatever you want to call it. Because while the beauty is in the butterfly, the growth is happening in the cocoon. And so today, being National Train Your Brain Day, take a break. Your routine activities don't keep your mind sharp. This day encourage us to expand and exercise our mental muscle and use more of its potential capacity. And to do that, we need to break out of our normal routines and try activities and relearn maybe old ones. And in that spirit, that's why we're doing the Train Your Brain Day sale. So if you go to the link in my profile, I'll mention this again, all our programs are discounted. And so if you've ever considered learning to speed read, improving your memory, if you're a student, or you're a parent of a student, join our student success program, today's the best day because you get to join at the lowest individual price. And I could actually show you, this is actually my computer screen says other stuff on it also. But I'll show it to you. It's just work stuff and some financial stuff. So here we go. Let me do this. So this is the page you'll actually go to. So go there today though. Then it's just kwikbrain.com/brain training. Okay. So we grow by stretching ourselves and exploring the wondrous worlds that live beyond our current abilities and our current understandings. And after all, we're only given this life to figure this all out, and it doesn't last forever. Besides, life can be real boring if you just stay within the lines and the limits of what you already know. So no matter your age, train your brain. Like a muscle, it grows through neuroplasticity, through novelty and nutrition. So learn something new every single day. So now is the best time to be able to do that. And I implore you to try something at least 3 times. Do things at least 3 times, Number 1, try something. It could be our program, speed reading, memory, whatever, or just something new, salsa. It could be learning Spanish, right? Try it once to get over the fear of it. Because if you haven't done it, you probably have some angst around it. Number 2, Try it again a second time just to learn it a little bit. Number 3, try it a third time to see if you enjoy it or not. I don't think your passions are something that you just discover. I think it's something you discover and develop, right? You have to put yourselves in situations where you're going to get stimulus. Even with your kids, you give them enough novelty and see where their heart leads them. And your passion is what lights you up. Your purpose is how you use your passion to light other people up. So my passion is learning, because I was a very bad student. I had traumatic brain injury. I had learning difficulties. I have Alzheimer's in my family, right? I have all these things in my head. And so my passion became learning. And my purpose, how I light other people up, is teaching other people how to learn, right? So you could have multiple passions. You can have multiple passions, things that you, and I hope you really do. But you have to go out there just like you do romance, right? You don't just discover true love. You do the same things. You go out there and put yourself in situations where you meet novelty, right? Just like you do when I'm talking about novelty for your passions, and then see where your heart takes you. And then you don't just discover it, you have to develop it, right? You have to build it. You have to work on it every single day. So you don't find true love, you create it, right? Because you have to work on it 100%. And that's not 50-50 thing. Something people like are keeping score. If you're keeping score in a relationship, then you're just losing, right? It's not 50-50, it's 100-100, right? And we all need people to encourage us, to challenge us, to cheerlead for us. If you haven't found that person, be that person for somebody else. Especially be that person for you. Self-love is not selfish, right? And I talk about this, but you're like, what does that have to do with morning routine? I don't know. Maybe doing the things in the morning that you know you would do are good for you is a way of showing love to yourself. Maybe it's falling in love with the person in the mirror when you're brushing your teeth that's been through so much but is still standing. Because no outside how does somebody love you if you don't love yourself? Because self-love, just like self-esteem and self-confidence, it just has the word self in it. Nobody could provide you the love or admiration that you could give yourself, that your soul yearns for you, right? So do the things every single morning that you would do for the people that you care about, because we would often do a lot more for other people, than we would ever do for ourselves. So put yourself first so that you could take care of everybody else. And that's it. Like, I mean, I could go on for hours, you guys. Like, and I know because also there's a time limit of what I could do here on this. I'll leave you with this. In my book, Limitless, which how many of you have, by the way? Tell me if this book has been impactful for you. I'm just out of personal curiosity. In here, there's a quote from a French philosopher saying, "Life is a sea between B and D. Life is a sea between B and D. B is birth, D is death, C is choice." Every choice you make every decision is a decision about not so much about what to do as much it is a decision about who you are. And I would say being the best version of yourself is the ultimate reward, right? There's a version of you that you have not met yet. Keep showing up until you are introduced to this person. And you are the greatest project you will ever work on. So you just make sure you take time to make something magical. You know, I opened this conversation because Natasha Bedingfield, who I really admire as an artist, and I listened to her song Unwritten. How many of you know the song Unwritten? And maybe she's watching her. She posted a number of videos, including the morning routine video, and had this question about, well, what do I do if I have kids? And so that's why I prompted this, this rant for me saying, hey, you can't do everything, but you can do some things. None of us could do everything, right? You could do anything, but you can't do everything, right? And so I wanted to just go through here and just say, hey, do this with your kids and not go on your phone because that eats up a lot of time. And taking cold showers doesn't take time. The eating with, opposite hand or brush your teeth with the opposite hand doesn't take time. Doing 3 minutes of workouts, 3 minutes, right? Drinking water doesn't take any time. And so I would say here is take a picture of this. Or the episode, not even me. Don't take a picture of me right now. I'm still in my I'm getting ready to work out and do our live program for our students. Take a picture of the episode that I did last week, that video, and share that video. And share one thing that you do we really do have a brain army here, and I'm really proud of all of you. Mind Pump Adam, appreciate you, appreciate being on your podcast. Thank you so much. Mind Pump, I just love the name. You guys are amazing. And so take a picture of the episode that I posted. It's the one that you're familiar with. I could pull it up on Instagram, probably somewhere here. But then also, not only just do that, here's what I'd like you to do. And this is what I'm talking about here. one here, morning routine. So you see that? So that's the morning routine one. And so share that if you would. And when you do, share one thing that you do to activate your morning routine. What's one thing that you do to activate your morning routine? And tag me in it. I'll share some of my favorites. I'll gift a copy of this book out today. Today is National Train Your Brain Day, which I'm really excited about. And going back to my friend Natasha Bedingfield, because she said to call her and I didn't have a chance to do that. So I'm making this video, which I hope there's a lot of information here that's valuable. You are the greatest project that you will ever get to work on. Make time to create magic. Every day you are starting with a blank page before you. That's how our song goes, right? So every day you're starting with a blank page before you. So may you sleep tonight knowing that you can handle whatever tomorrow brings. We're talking about your morning routine. May you sleep tonight knowing that you can handle anything tomorrow brings. May you wake up with your mind energized. May your heart be inspired for a new day. What's the song? May you drench yourself in words unspoken. May you live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins, and the rest is still unwritten. So I love you. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you got something out of this conversation. Remember that you have a blank page before you, and you can write whatever you want into it because you are the author of your own story, and your story makes you special, not in some kind of abstract way. Your uniqueness is your superpower. Right? The experiences that you've had that no one else has had is your superpower. And what are you going to do with it? All right. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for listening to this live podcast episode. Make sure you subscribe on iTunes. This is the commercial. Subscribe to iTunes. Subscribe to YouTube, on Stitcher, on Pandora, and Spotify. And if you're interested in taking your brain to the next level, I would be honored to be your coach in the next 30 days. Just pick a program, go to my link in my profile, pick a program, do a free one if you're not sure, and watch our videos. But if you want to go deep, do 15, 20 minutes a day with me, and I will train your brain. And today is where your book begins. The rest is unwritten. Take care. And so maybe you're the man. No, you're the man. I'll stay for a moment, and then I'm gonna go work out. One Travel Pants, thank you very much. Thank you, Aphrodite, thank you for being here. Lily, thank you. Monica, thank you for being here. Suzette, good to see you always. Please save this live. Oh, good idea. I'll try to remember that. Bye-bye, Sanja. Maria, good to see you. Says, enjoy your workout. As your body moves, your brain grooves. Zarin, thank you. Afros, thank you. Gabe, thank you very much. Watson, Whitford, thank you. Lizzie, thank you for your knowledge. I appreciate you. Bragas, Andrew, pure food for your mind and your soul. Thank you. That's the biggest compliment. Katie, my 5th grade, her loves learning from you. Oh, thank you. That means everything. You are my superhero, Lupe. Thank you. Duns, thank you very much. Okay, this is just me talking, just saying hi to everyone. I appreciate you. All right, everybody.